Hello and welcome back to another review of Mechabellum. This is a game I played earlier, and we're up against another 1500 MMR player. In this game, we're up against Maijing E0517, and he goes with the Fortified Specialist, starting with Fang and Sledgehammer. I'm looking at my choices here, and I decide I'm going to go with the Quick Supply Specialist with Tarantula and Marksman as my start. Hope everybody's having a good time. Buckle up. Let's see what happens. My opponent decides to go vertical sledgehammers here. I'm not sure why he would do that, considering I'm Tarantula and Marksman spec. Crawlers, I also pick up. Opponent puts his fangs behind the tower and some in the middle. He's going for a standardized setup with vertical units. He puts Marksman on the outsides as his third unit for round one. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put these units, and I'm looking at the recommended formations. I also decided to pick up the defense enhancement level 1 on the tower. In case he picks arc lights, I want my crawlers to be a pain in his butt. And I don't really like this being so far to the right. I decided to shift over my units to the left a little bit, and I shift over my crawlers even further in case he goes for a left side play. I want to be able to pull his units over to us. And here we go. Round start. Crawlers split off and go to the left, and only 3 crawlers come to the right side to help out. We get pretty good lock-ons since there's no chaff for the sledgehammers, and my marksmen take out all the sledgehammers pretty quick. And then all that's left is chaff and this marksman. Turn life bars back on so we can see what's going on. We take out his tower, and now we just got to get through all the chaff. Got that 9 seconds of debuff. Sounds get real loud when you get closer. Round 1 goes to us. Alright. Opponent takes advanced missile device, making his sentry missiles do 15,000 damage. I decide to pick up the shield drop on the right here. I throw the shield drop a little bit onto his side. I don't know what to expect. I also go damage enhancement or attack enhancement level 1 on the tower. Pick up some crawlers here. And then I undo all this. Opponent picks up Stormcaller. He also puts a missile right up in my face, going up against my units. I get an arc light on the left side here just in case he tries to spam my tower, and I also level it to level 2. I do mass recruitment, and I pick up some crawlers, 2 packs of them, put 1 behind the tower, and I put 1 super late. Alright, let's see how this works out for us. Alright. Shield drop comes down, eats the missile, takes a huge amount of damage. And now we're pretty much covered against his attacking marksman. All these crawlers are coming in. They're getting in. All the actions on this side. All the units are pulled from the left to the right side of the map. Crawlers are in, getting on the tower, pecking away. Tower goes down. Stormcallers go down. And now it's just chaff versus this glob of units here. My shield has 30% HP, so it's going to be there next round. And we clean up the rest of this map. He's still stuck on chaff. And he still has to get through 2 very healthy tarantulas. So round 2 goes to us. Opponent goes down to 3,300 HP. We are still at 4,400. Unit drops come down in round 3. Opponent decides to pick up the level 3 Sabertooth. I decide to pick up the 2 Rhinos. And boy, do they look good this season with the gold skin. Beautiful. Must have. I decided to pick up armor on the rhinos. I pick up a tarantula. Since we have a big glob of units coming in, I put the tarantula on the right side corner. That way we can kind of push in all at once here. I give some supporting crawlers to the right side tarantula, and then I put my rhinos, one on the line and one right in front of my marksman here. Opponent decides to put his saber-tooth and a pack of mustang on the left side to rush my tower. With only the arc light as defense, it's going to happen. That level 1 arc light cannot beat a level 3 saber no matter how hard you wish. Opponent puts another set of sledgehammers vertically on the right side, leaving a big space for what could be a giant unit maybe later. Alright, and we're rushing in. I also had to pick up the high mobility, the temporary speed buff from the towers as well, so my rhino are already in the face of the enemy. They still have not taken down our shield. So we get in, we get onto the tower. Opponent gets our tower first, so now we are heavily debuffed while chewing on this tower. Finally the tower goes down, and we clobber through the rest of these units. The rhinos are surrounded by small chaff units, so they will survive. One of my rhino goes down. Alright, we go after the tower. Alright, second tower goes down. And we are going to take down this saber-tooth. Once he takes down my tarantula, he's stuck on chaff. And he still has not beaten my shield. Alright. Round 4. Spells come out this time. And an improved firepower control system. Pretty good, I must say. I take the improved firepower control system. I don't know what I'm going to put this on yet. I don't really have any good units. I picked it up before I realized I didn't have any good units for this. Opponent decides to go orbital jab, which I probably should have done on this saber-tooth. Orbital javelin goes right on top of my rhino, and my marksman and tarantula are going to walk right into it. I decided to pick up steel ball and some chaff to go after this saber-tooth on the left. I put my crawlers up front in case there's a missile, and then I put my steel balls a little bit behind that, so if there was a missile, they don't take the damage. I level up the right side marksman because he's doing the most damage to level 2. So he puts crawlers in front of his tank this time. It's pretty smart. I end up putting the firepower control system onto this right side level 2 marksman because he's doing the most DPS. And I put some additional backup crawlers here. I put them onto the enemy flank so it can occupy these mustangs and maybe even make this saber-tooth turn a little bit. Just to hold them in place while these steel balls get a lock on. Speed up. I get the attack enhancement on the tower. I also get an additional deployment for mass recruit. Level up all of my marksmen to level 2. I have 50 money left over. And with that, I'll pick up the temporary speed again. I was debating between temporary speed or a missile. Since I'm running Rhino, I want that temp speed so I can get in there. There goes the speed. Right at the buzzer. Slow it down. Pause. I paused the game. So when this, I thought my Rhino was actually going to escape this javelin, but it gets at the very last second, it gets clipped. So the Rhino, the marksman, and the tarantula all go down here. All right, let's continue. Left side flank gets absolutely obliterated by those mustangs, and unfortunately my steel ball's stuck on crawlers, so we're not going to actually get to the tank at all this round. All right, steel balls are going down to the level 3 saber. Speed it up a little bit. We finally get to the tower on the right side here. And we actually get to take down the tower. The left side units are paralyzed. They cannot get to my tower in time. Go through. We're rushing on through. Kill this last marksman. They're now attacking my tower. Put it over here. Hit another debuff. Boom. Now they're stuck on my tower while we have 9 seconds to kill them. Even if he gets the debuff here at the end, I don't think it's really going to matter, because we're already going to be in his face with chaff, and that saber is not going to be able to take him down. He does get a lock on and kill the rhino. My tower goes down at the very end here. Is it enough? My chaff is still occupying the saber tooth. All right. One more volley from my marksman, and we finally take it down. All that's left is a single Mustang, and we finally get it. So round 4 goes to us. All right, we get more spells to come out. We both take quick teleport. Yep, we both take quick teleport here. I put a shield drop on the left side this time. Try to help defend my side here. Opponent puts a arc light, and so do I on the left. Pick up some more crawlers. I probably should have sold out of this backlight, this backline arc light. It's not really doing much. But in case he did put stuff over here to go after the tower, at least it's there to defend me. I decided to put another set of crawlers here to occupy this tank. I level up my marksman to level 3. I also pick up spider mines on the tarantulas. Opponent puts some crawlers on the right side here to occupy this section of units. He also puts a missile on the right to slow down this rhino coming in. So we got 2 arc lights, Mustang, a set of crawlers, and a level 3 saber-tooth on the left. I put up an anti-missile device here in case my opponent tries to missile me, which he does. So this anti-missile device and the shields to protect my units from this missile. Opponent decides to put down oil on the right side. Gonna slow my advance. We'll see how that works out for us. And here we go, round 5. Left side, the missile gets taken down. On the right side, all of his units are locked onto my armored rhino. We immediately get the lock on the left with our steel balls. Steel balls take out the crawlers in the back. That's fine. Right side, we are pushing in. All of our stuff is very healthy behind these rhinos. Very difficult push to stop. We're now on his back line. Zoom in a little bit. We're locked on these chaff units. The tower goes down. Left side, all we have is 2 arc lights holding back a tide of units. They're still locked onto my shield, which is at 50%. And on the right side, we clear out all of his units and speed it back up. Shield finally goes down on the left side. He does take out my arc lights. But by the time he gets to my second arc light over here, we're already on top of him. And the arc light actually holds the left. Insane. We go down to 750 on my opponent. Opponent takes Vulcan, round 2. I decided to pick up the 4 hounds, knowing that my opponent is going to pick the Vulcan, because there's oil here. Obviously, he's going to pick the Vulcan and try to light it on fire, right? So I pick the hounds, and I immediately tech into fire extinguisher. So I start placing my hounds on my right side, spacing them apart a little bit, so that way they can take out all of the fire, and my units will survive. I couldn't get this very last bit of fire here, but that's okay. Opponent decides to take 2 melting points in range and energy diffraction. Left side, I put a hound over here as well, just in case. I also put a missile as backup. I want to take out these ground forces so I can get in with my units over here on the left. I also took range on my steel balls because I figured he would still have his tank there. Right side, I put a missile in case he tries to put anything in front here to hold me in place. in the fire. And I decided to level up my Rhino here. Left side missile for us takes out all of his frontline units. Right side, the fire does happen, and the fire extinguishers do their job as best as they can. We don't actually walk all the way forward because I ended up ranging my hounds, I think. No, I did not range the hounds. Left side, our advance is stalled out. Right side, we get completely obliterated by the melting points, and there wasn't much else I could do here. Melting points just absolutely shut me down. Shoot off a missile at the very end there to kind of kill off some units. And all that's left is my shield on the left. Arclight's doing his best. We kill a couple more units, and then eventually we lose my tower at the same time we lose my Arclight. Opponent takes me down to 3,800. We get a lot of spells and stuff coming out of this next round. I decided to take the Orbital Bombardment. Opponent decides to take... what did he take? I didn't see what my opponent took. Maybe he skipped. I decided to get Final Blitz, which is the point blank explosion. When the rhinos die, they deal their HP as damage in the surrounding area. Opponent puts a missile on his right side. He also puts down a multi-melter on the left. My last attempt at pushing this right side was horrible. And I figured if I'm not going to be able to push that side, I might as well attack the left side. So I go extended range and high mobility. And I put 2 Rhino on the left side. 1 right next to the Arclight and Mustangs. He also puts a Vulcan here, which I did not expect. And I put another another Rhino on the back left so it can go for the tower. All right. I was deciding, should I have gone for the Rhino or should I have gone for Chaff? And I guess we'll find out here in just a second, huh? All right. Round 7. Let's go. Let's slow it down to half speed because there's going to be a lot going on. Opponent has a flank on the right that I'm going to deal with, and he's got a whole bunch of stuff on the left side flank for him. Let's go. We take out a bunch of stuff with my missile on the side. My opponent does the same, takes out a bunch of stuff with the missile. All of his units on the right side are locked onto my Rhino. All of my steel balls are locked onto his Vulcan. We now are locked onto the Melter. Right side, we actually get through with the Orbital Bombardment. And right as the Orbital Bombardment ends, my 2 Rhinos on the left explode, killing all of his units that are left over. And all that's left is a single marksman. I lock onto the tower, and it goes down. And there isn't much left. And with that, we take the game. Pretty crazy. This was like a 1525 MMR player, and we are currently in like 1460, somewhere around there. So pretty awesome game. If you guys enjoyed that, hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate those who do. I'll go ahead and go back to the lobby real quick. Go to our season, and currently we are at our highest MMR at 1473. Last season we got as high as 1544 at our highest point. And in season 1, I was only at 1100. So I am getting a little better. Hopefully I can get beyond 1600 this season. And hopefully it will be soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate those liking and subscribing. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about the game. I appreciate those who do. Have a great day.